Okay, we are live with GTSSA Season 1, Race 6, the final, and possibly the final full GTSSA season for us. So, welcome, Trivy. How's it going?
All good, all good. Hello, and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on GT Sport. As you said, it's a very iconic race today. Hoping for some good action, some good stuff going on with everyone around. Hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah, I don't see anyone joining us yet on the stream, but we can just talk because one person's watching. It's probably you though.
It's probably me. This is just for the playback. Thanks so much for won the final race.
That's final one. It's
Yeah,
pool one, the final one. So yeah, I see we've got a few more people joining. Yes, welcome to everyone. I don't see how there can be no action on this because it's just 37 laps of focus. How did you enjoy your race for the viewers up until you disconnected, Trivy?
It was actually a good race. I enjoyed it. I made one silly mistake and I was confident I could recover, but unfortunately the internet gods weren't smiling on me and they had me disconnected before I could do anything else about it. So, we smile, we move on, we see how things progress. I was mightily impressed. Congratulations on your win there, bro.
Thanks, man. It's been a while. Even I'm just thinking it must have been early last year since my last pool win. I think that was a pool 3 race, but I'll take any win at the moment. It's a good way to end the game, let's call it.
Yeah, so I hear you've got something on the way to you.
On the way to me? Oh yeah,
your GT7.
GT7 is in the mail. I think like a lot of people, we're all keeping our eye on tracking numbers.
Yeah, I think you've refreshed that tracking page quite a bit, eh?
Well, I see we're getting underway for qualifying here with the Pool 1 guys. I think I've refreshed about 8 times today, but I'm seeing all the guys with the digital downloads are having fun looking at their countdown timers, 2 hours, 31 minutes to go.
Yeah, I know Serious Sam, one of the previous winners of our seasons, he's got his already sorted, and we've already been making some jokes that his wife's not going to see him for a good long while.
Definitely. So, Pool 1, I don't think we had the official points out, but I know basically, I think it was decided between Safa and Mr. Kalen Pace. I think Safa had a couple of points lead. He probably needs to stay within 2 or 3 positions of Kalen to take his first in the final GTSA title. Kalen, I think, has won 2 or 3 already.
Yeah, I do believe it is quite a close battle there. This track, it's such a fast-paced track. It's so tight, and if you lose concentration for a split second, you're in the wall. I think I've proved that in our race. It's going to be so phenomenal, and guys keep it close and keep it tight here. And there's some sections where you cannot go 2 abreast. You have to go in single file. I don't think the Oaks are going to let it go like that. I see Mr. Toonies in the chat saying, good Sue's box combo. No.
Second in Pool 2. Well done, Toonies. I got first in Pool 6.
Well done, bud. Well done. Yeah, I was quite disappointed. I started the season very well. First 3 races I got podiums, and then just went downhill from there, man.
Well, this was my second highlight of the season. My actual highlight was last week when I was missing in action. I was sitting at Bossa's pub in Tableview, I think it is, having a beer with our legendary Quintus and a couple of the RTA guys. So that was pretty awesome, even though I had to miss round 5. But yeah, tonight's combo definitely was one of my favorites. I did tell everyone I was doing a combination of 2 of my favorite races. So that would be the Interlagos with the Group B, which is why we have the Group B cars. And then double header, I think 2 seasons ago, or 3 seasons ago, where we raced the Sardinia C with the GR4 cars, but it was the two sprint
that's where
races.
we had to pick a manufacturer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I won that race of mine. I was quite happy with that. I didn't win this one. No, I wasn't happy.
Yeah, it was a double header, and I had the VW, so I had heavy tyre wear, and I ran out of fuel on the line that night, but I did also won both heats. After all the wheel spin dropping from pole to 5th or 6th, I think it was.
Yeah, for that season, I think I had the Jaguar, and the car managed well around the track. I had a nice margin there, but man, it was just so annoying. But looking at the liveries around, Mr. KLM Pace sporting my livery that I've made. Actually, no, I lie. That's not my livery. That's somebody else's livery. I apologize for that. Looking awesome there with the KLM liveries. Even the RBS stuff is looking so fresh. I mean, Oaks are going all out these days, eh?
Definitely. I think we had quite a few nice liveries in our lobby as well. I was obviously running the RTA livery, but one of our drivers, I can't remember who it was, had quite an interesting looking Jägermeister livery that I saw close up a few times, running nice. Side by side through a few corners early on. Definitely the guys have kept their livery game high, even though the game's changing. So big shout out to everyone taking a look at RBS's livery here. I'm sure the guys watching probably want to see the position, so we're just going to put that info up. Currently distinct DK, or DKP, 54.0 now. I did a few laps practice earlier this evening, and DK, Kalen, and I think it was Safa, I can't remember, all did 54.1s, and they've had an hour or two more to practice, so I'm expecting these low fuel runs to go even quicker, but I was happy to get into the high 54s. Here they're running 54.1s on a short track. Good lap by Richard as well. Kalen currently sitting on a 54.3, 54.4 for RBS. Bridgems 54.5. A couple 54.5s here. Signator 54.6. Ghost Killer Pace 6. I think Diki's reflecting the mood. He's rocking the GT7 livery. I don't know if you noticed.
It's looking sick, eh?
I don't know if he made that. He's not normally a livery maker, but I have seen a few people sharing it on the group. So possibly not he self-created, but definitely rocking the GT7
yeah,
look.
Yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah. And then also,
I see Manny was sporting one of my liveries that I made. That's the one I confused Kalen's on.
Mm-hmm.
But man, these cars are looking stunning, man.
So you can see Beaky perfect distance behind KBR Bridgens to get a slipstream at the moment. 1/10 up. Obviously running almost half a tank now compared to earlier. Should see him hopefully improve here. That glass corner is a tricky thing to get right. Makes or breaks
yeah, you got a trail brake going into there and just clip that apex slightly and let yourself run wide almost into the pits just to get a good run out there.
DQ was exactly a 10th up on the first sector and the exact same on the second sector, so he must have matched his previous best exactly on the second sector.
That's awesome. And it's awesome.
Consistently hitting the right place.
He's definitely showing us why he's in pool 1.
This is Safa going over the line. Not a great first lap out the pits, so I don't know if he was burning fuel. If he wasn't, then that first lap's the one that you need to hit it hard, so it might be an option just to put another set of tyres on now. And who else is moving there? Kalen goes into the pits again. One flyer and pit. RBS with some engine damage, and that was also the trick I found tonight, was avoiding any lawn nudges and contact. I had to pit on my qualifying because I got a little bump which cost me 2-3 tenths each lap, so I pitted early and did similar to what these guys are doing, a 2-stop pit strategy on qualifying, which is unusual but seemed to work with the short lap.
Yeah, avoiding contact here is going to be very difficult for these guys because, as you can see, they're not far off from each other. I mean, down here in 9th position, only 4 tenths off the lead. Bridgens also, we know his potential and we know he can get up there into the top 5. But he's probably just trying to get a gap here. Maybe Henny is holding him up a bit. You can see he's right on his bumper there, sniffing up his tailpipe. Deke also trying to get by just to get another lap in. Bridges looks like he's about to go for the move into turn 1 just to get ahead of Henny here, and so he can get a nice, clean, fast lap in.
Just watching some guys go across the line. Looks like Deke's called it quits. He could get another lap in, but obviously maybe he's actually run somehow. He's still got more than enough fuel, but he's happy with that. We've got Richard also pulled over. And someone like Safa is going to he's only going to be able to complete this lap, but he would have to push because he's only half a tenth up on Richard. So the mid-pack, with it being so close, you don't want to not push on the final lap and get pipped right at the end.
Yeah, that's
Richard,
true.
however, has pulled over. Manny's pulled over.
Can you show us Ravinity quickly?
We'll go there now. Just want to see what Kalen does over the line. Kalen, pole position, out of nowhere, 53.9.
Wonderful.
That was that 2-stop pit strategy I spoke about. And he won't get another lap in, so that's it. Ravinity was just behind, but he did a 55.8 on that lap. I don't think there's enough time for... There might just be enough time for them to get over the line, depending when the host starts a race.
Ravinity is also sporting a Pace Motorsport livery there. That's quite funny. Us now, hello and welcome.
Look at the gap between Rub and Stiganator.
Who were you finishing in?
Okay, so pool one's been generous, which technically we're not supposed to do, but some hosts do allow it. Qualifying's finished, so people pit and go change for their starting tyres. It does cause confusion sometimes in the lower pools. People expect it or don't expect it and then get caught out.
Yeah, that's the thing, because if you exit out to change the tires, it's never a good thing.
Yeah. Well, while they're doing that just before the race starts, you can say a thank you to our sponsors, including yourself at Mr. Gorilla Garage.
Yes, actually, thank you to all the sponsors involved this season. We got race day events with one absolutely stunning prize this season. So jealous. I know I'm not going to win it, but it is so epic. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the Facebook page and you will get jealous as well. ATM chip tuning, TGN sim rigs, track art designs, and Gorilla Garage, which I represent. We just want to say thank you to all the racers as well for participating. Without you, there is nothing to sponsor. So thanks so much for participating, for joining, and for all of the support and love over the years. On behalf of the sponsors, we just want to say this sport is nothing without the racers and the drivers involved. There's some nice drifty action as well for you on your screens. Yeah, that's it from me.
Well put together. It looks like we're about to get started.
Yeah, hopefully we're about 2 minutes over time.
How's that lap by Kalen? I think Deke definitely didn't see that coming.
No, not at all. He let his foot off the gas too quickly there, but
he couldn't fit and go around again. So great strategy there by Kalen. Yeah. Just enough time to go do an out lap and a flying lap.
Very good stuff. He planned that to the T. I think that's what he was practicing while everyone else was racing. But now it's all down to this race here, and that is one good-looking grid here. These Group B cars are so stunning with their insane wide bodies and aero. Toonies, you are 100% correct, but it's going to be a crazy lap one. And it's lights out, and away we go. Here we go out the gates here. Kalen trying to keep his lead. Sapphire right
Sapphire
on his
going
tail.
up the inside of Deaky. We'll change there for second and third. Two title contenders in first and second now. I think Deaky still is possibly in with mathematical chance, but he did have a few disconnects or something, missed a race where he dropped to pool 2, I think, so that probably takes him out of contention for the title. I haven't seen the race 5 maths, so it's a bit hard to tell. But definitely our first and second place cars were fighting for the 2 points or 4 points difference after 4 races. I think it's about 8 points difference now, so all to play for.
Yeah, Kellen coming in through here. He is in the slipstream range of Sapphire. Sapphire's trying to get that slipstream and come through with the overtaking. Maybe he might throw it up into turn 1. We're not too sure, but Deaky's definitely in range to take it away from Sapphire. They're coming through in turn 1. Let's see how they progress here. Defending well and keeping it tight there. Making sure he's not making any mistakes, but still leaving himself under attack. But we know he's pretty much safe because in Sector 2, it is very, very difficult to overtake without putting yourself and your opponent at risk of damage.
And
as we know,
to follow that close through there.
Yeah, this is a very heavy damage race, so in order to get rid of that damage, you got to pit. Pitting takes up a lot of time here. It's essentially half a lap of time that it takes up. As we see Infinity bringing up the rear, Bridgens fell back, way back. We're not sure what happened there. Seems like he might have gotten into an incident. Gillibrain also facing the wrong way.
Definitely something went wrong at the end there. There was someone waiting. It looks like Henny, possibly with Gillibrain, had the contact.
Yeah, we're not too sure. They do
waiting.
Very good sportsmanship. Very good sportsmanship, but I do suspect us stewards are going to have a tough time of it after this race.
Obviously, mistakes do happen.
100%.
It's always good to see guys waiting if they do make a mistake. Deaky definitely looking very racy, wanting to get past Sapphire. Kalen opening up a little bit of a gap at the moment. Kalen on softs. Let's just check Sapphire soft, Deaky soft. I'll run through the field. If anyone's on hard, we'll point it out. We've got RBS on hard, which is causing a bit of chaos with guys on softs around him trying to get past. He's got a nice little pack behind him, kind of what I did in my race.
Yeah, but good on him for keeping that position and for defending so well. He only needs to defend against one person, really, because this track is so tight, save for the pit straight, that it's near impossible to get 3 abreast in this track.
Richard is also on the hards like RBS, so the two of them are forming a nice little chicane or block for the guys behind like Stignator and Ghost Killer who want to get past, but they've got 2 cars to try and pass, unfortunately.
Yeah. We do see little groups forming now, with the top guys getting away with it, keeping it clean and consistent. The middle pack just trying to avoid everyone there, trying to get ahead of the guys on the different strategy, and then the guys springing up the rear that have damage, that have incidents going around. It's going to be an insane race, guys. Let's be honest. This is look at this. This is bumping and grinding over here. I mean, might as well start playing some Genuine over here. It's absolute madness. Dignator right on the rear of Richard.
Richard on the hard
Lifting that tailpipe, trying to get the move done. Taking it very, very close on that chicane. It's very easy to get a penalty on there as well. Although I didn't see anybody do it this race. I think if you get 3 tires on that curb, you like a 5-second penalty or something. Not 100% certain.
Yeah, I didn't in practice. I did a quick test just to see, and they weren't too bad. For some reason, maybe they corrected it. But I see we've got a bunch of guys watching. Let us know who's watching. Tell us how your race went, what you thought of the combo, what you thought of the season. Pretty much anything GT7 related. Get on the chat there, guys. Don't leave me in tribute to be all the talking.
Yeah, our voices aren't that nice, guys. Come on. Stephen, I actually have a question for you, but maybe you can answer it. I know some people are thinking as well. When GT7 comes out, will there still be a GT Sport season going on for those of us that can't afford GT7?
Well, it's obviously something admin have chatted about. We're not going to just drop half the community if they can't, but we need to see there's 95% of the guys moved over. We're also going to have our usual couple of weeks break between seasons, might be slightly longer just to give the guys a chance. So I definitely do think the first race is going to be minis around Nürburgring in the rain at night. Kidding. I think high speed is a good start. But yeah, we'll come up with some fancy, decent combos, but we're going to have, obviously, most people end up moving across sooner than later.
Yeah, definitely. I know for myself, I really want to get GT7, but obviously finances aren't in the correct way. But we'll make a plan. I think we'll definitely make a plan. Just jumping into the chat quickly, D-Man GT58. How's it, Daniel? Nice to see you on chat. Mythan saying best race was Le Mans
pool 1,
962.
Say again?
Yeah. So Mythan says best race was in Le Mans 962. Okay, but if you insist.
That's probably one you won. I see,
I've
been waiting to say this for a few, like 2 laps already, but Deke has got past Sapper. It's a pretty stable gap to Kalen. The 3 of them all within 1.7 seconds, so it's all 3 just out of slipstream range. But if we take a look, they're also burning fuel slightly differently. So Kalen out in the lead, but he's got the least fuel. Deke a little bit more fuel second, and Sapper a little bit more fuel third. So those 0.5% or whatever differences when they end up pitting can bring them all back level.
It's very possible.
The top 3 all very close and all to play for. I saw Jean-Luc saying, how's it there? Good to have you with us. RBS pitting, lap 9, so I don't know if that was a bit of damage. Let's just go take a look.
Yeah, he's got plenty of fuel left, almost half a tank.
I see, I couldn't think of a good username, says it was a good combo shot, glad you enjoyed it. Just looking, we've got quite a few guys that, obviously we had Gilobrain and I think it was Bridgens that had the early incidents. They pitted, RBS has also pitted now.
Yeah, it's, I think RBS pitted because he was... I think RBS pitted because he had his softs on, so he would have done 9 laps and then 14 to get that 37. Calm down, I'm not good at maths. I just know a good strategy because I was told a good strategy.
I did 13, 12, 12 on hard. The thing is, even with the softs being dead on the fronts, I was still running mid 50, quicker than what I did on hards early on when they were cold. I kept out breaking myself into the hairpin at the end.
I see Ken is saying, wow, that Pace Motorsport livery is awesome. You got to clarify, but there's 2 different ones on track. I think even Ravinity is sporting a Pace livery as well. So you just got to let us know which one. I designed one of them.
Jumping back to the front, he's heading into the pits now. Deke a little bit of front end damage. Safa was in front, so I think Deke might have just clipped a wall somewhere.
That's so unfortunate.
I'm not sure. I think possibly on the downhill left-right, because the gap between Safa and Kalen's opened up by about a second. I know if you go through there, clip it, the guy behind you can't really come past. So I think that's possibly what happened, just judging by where they were on the track. Deke having to pit now and lap after 10 laps. Papa Pace is talking about his junior Pace.
Oh, his lighty. All right. No, yeah, that's an awesome livery. I think Serious Sam designed that one, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected. Someone in the chat can correct me. That would be awesome. I see Tooney is saying there's 2 hours to GT7. Oh, you're so excited, bud.
Yeah, that's for the digital people.
I'm so keen for you guys, man.
I'll be going to sleep then. Well, it's on too many incident reports. Okay, so with some guys
Ken did that livery. Well done, Ken.
Ken, I don't believe you.
Sorry, man. I believe Ken.
I also believe
Ken. That's an awesome livery, man.
I just want to annoy Uncle
It was
Ken.
actually quite amazing.
Big shout out to Ken. I see he's rocking A rating. His times are right up there with the quick guys. I remember 2 years ago, Ken was like pool 6 or 7. I think those cones really helped, but don't take Ken's cones away.
You can't leave Ken alone, hey? What's wrong with you? The cones are going to be bigger in GT7. Wonderful. I see Daniel saying he ran a 16.16.5. Holy crap, like he's fuel saved like crazy. My lord. Yeah. Well done, but you did say you won pool 2, so hats off to you, man. If you can pull that off, that's amazing.
Seen the guy, most of these guys are still staying out. Up to 7th, 8th places Henny, who slowed down. The rest of the guys have pitted from 9th to 14th. There, Henny goes into the pits. So DK is 35 seconds behind. It's about a 25-second pit stop. Obviously, he's taken a couple seconds extra in his pit stop to repair the damage. DK all by himself are able to push and put some quick laps in now. Almost matching the fastest lap there. Let's go back to the front and see what the guys are doing. Have Henny coming out the pits as Kalen comes past. Gaps up to 2.9 to Safa. You can see their front tires are screaming. Kalen's fuel looking quite low. Safa's still almost quarter tank. It's about a 3-second gap. Safa just flashing his lights at Henny, who has been lapped, so should move out the way. But yeah, it's on this track. It's not that easy to move out the way, and also you have to get close enough first.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And I mean, here you've got to time your overtaking as well, because if you're trying to overtake in that second sector, that middle section there, you are going to put yourself and the person you're overtaking at a risk of damage.
So we have
Kalen
pitting now.
So what I do is hang back.
Kalen pitting, Safa carrying on.
Yeah, Safa's still got at least another lap of fuel. I think he's going to do what Daniel did in that 16.16.5. I mean, if he can pull that off, that's going to be insane.
Superman, he's also doing very well. Hasn't pitted yet, 3.7 seconds behind only. Stignator, 5.9 behind. Only 10 seconds off the lead after all that battling he was stuck behind earlier. His tyres are looking very good still as well. Then Yanadi, 13 seconds behind. He's also a no stopper. No, he stopped on lap 10, it looks like. No, so it's got a P there. That's a penalty, not pit.
I see someone's put on hard tyres now.
Well, you do have to do at least one lap on hards. I don't think the one lap stop strategy works too well, but Safa into the pits, lap 15. Still 8% fuel. Daniel saying hard paces like a second slower. It does, but then you do drop off a little bit towards the end of the stint on the hards, on the soft, so it equalizes a little bit more.
Did Jean-Eli pull into the pits earlier, or does he still need to make his stop?
He still needs to make a stop.
Alright, so now that makes sense. He's been saving really well. He's probably doing
unless he stopped in the first 6 laps, but then he would be further back, I think. So we've got Deke now.
Yeah, I think he'd be a lot further back.
Deke's 2.6 ahead of Kalen. Obviously, those 4 laps going at flat out pace while the other guys were on old tyres. It's given him a bit of a gap, but he's obviously now at a disadvantage when it comes to tyre wear and fuel.
100%. I'm wondering when he's going to take his second pit stop.
Yeah,
that's going to make him be a bit there longer on the hard tyres.
Safa made up about a second on Kalen, even though he was out for a lap longer with that fuel saving. About a second and a half. So they're still all fairly close together. It's 5 seconds separating them, but the strategies are a bit split now. Deaky putting on lap 9, where Safa put it on lap 15 and Kalen on lap 14.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the delta now.
Yanelli
Deaky
going
is
again.
still pulling that gap.
17. I don't think you can do 20. Imagine Yanelli doing a one-stop here. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that's quite possible. If it was a 35 lap race, he'd have a chance of doing it. So he's in the lead,
but
but
tires start to go, then you can adjust the FR balance. It seemed to help my case.
Yeah, soft tires, put the brake balance all the way to the back to try and save the fronts a little bit. Didn't make too much difference with my aggressive driving, but yeah. What was nice is on my first stint with hard tires, I just had it on about 1 to the back, and the wear was nice and even. Okay, so we're back to proper positions. Safa's taken another 8/10 out of Kalen, not the best lap. See, Kalen had a 56
He's opened up another 10th as well.
Safa 55.4, 55.5, Kalen 55.1, 55.1. So it's about one taken out.
Yeah, I'm actually quite interested Kalen's still holding into it.
Well, we got them hunting each other, but no actual passing action. We go a little bit further back. RBS now resumed 4th place with Richard. Stiganator, who's now in the hards, getting them out the way. He's in 6th with Yanali right behind. Then Supermany was quite far up earlier, so he's just done his pit stop on lap 15 like Safa. He's gone quite a bit further, so he'll be running fresh tyres, a lot more pace. A little bit of a nudge there with him and Yanali. I'm not sure if he knew he was there, or he just closed the door. Gave him a Hamilton grass track option. And we've got Raventy's 9th, Ghost Killer 10th, Sam 11th, Henny's in 12th, Ghost Killer Brain, and Bridgen's bringing up the rear. What's nicer for the guys at the back is at least you know you're not getting relegated if you don't finish in the top 12, so the pressure's off tonight.
Yeah, pressure is off, eh?
Another half second to Safa into the slipstream almost. Gap to Deaky opening up to 4 seconds. Caleb just having a little bit of lack of pace on the second stint. He's on the hards though, that's why. I've just realised.
Oh, so he's going to do his, what was it, 14-9-14. It's going to be very interesting to see.
Well, he doesn't specifically have to do 9. You can stretch the hards a little bit longer and then you take advantage of all of the usage of the soft in a slightly shorter stint. Sorry, doing 3 things at once here. So yeah, this is interesting. As in Safa's case, he needs to get past quickly, otherwise he's caught out. But now he needs to get past, otherwise the soft hard he needs to go hards on the next stint. See, Deaky's still in the constant high 54s. Kalen low 55s. Safa was in the 54s until the last lap, joining Kalen in the low 55s. They've got quite a nice gap, 4.5 seconds over Richard. Stignator's got past RBS. Not sure what happened to RBS there, but he's defending from Supermany now. Let's just see. RBS dropping down to 7th. He had a 57.8 on the last lap. Tyres are looking pretty second-hand as well on his car. I think he's just cooked his tyres there, but longer stint. Obviously, Superman and Stignator, they both only stopped on lap 14 and 15. much fresher tyres.
Yeah, I'm so keen to see how the last few laps shake out. Oh man, he's trying to make the position stick. Well done. What a pass. What a pass.
Just having to watch this battle here. Stignator did the dummy into the left-hander halfway around, but it's very hard to get through there unless you pressure the guy into a mistake, which is quite easy to do if you're watching your mirrors through there. Manny held it together nicely.
It is.
We got Richard coming into the pits. Stignator as well, he's on the hard, so he's just getting those off very quickly. Let's go back towards the front. So Safa still stuck in behind Kalen. Gap now over 4 seconds to Deaky. Deaky dropping into the low 55s now. Kalen still in the low 55s. Deaky into the mid 55s.
I gotta say, he's keeping it hella consistent with these hard tires.
Yeah.
I was struggling to do those times on softs.
I'm just looking at, I know there's 2 points between positions, so I think Safa just has to stick on Kalen's rear bumper, who does a dummy and dives into the pits there to get rid of the hards now. But I think as long as Safa finishes right behind Kalen, it should be enough for the title. He just wants to make sure there's not 3 or 4 cars between them. So he'll be happy with DK ahead of him as long as he's right behind Kalen. Just looking at the fuel, Ravanti 21%, Kalen 41%, RBS coming in with 1% on fumes there. Stignator got rid of his hards on the last lap. He's down in 11th, but he should be making some places up. Kalen's obviously going back onto the softs now. 14 laps to go. We should have some guys possibly switching. So DK into the pits now. 13 laps to go. So he's going to have to put hards on for this 13 laps. Which isn't a bad thing if you look at. They start off in the low 54s, but then they end up in the low to mid 55s on the softs if they're worn too much. So sticking in them half a second slower at the start and then a couple tenths faster works on the hards at times if you can run Kalen's pace.
It does, but you saw the gap that he pulled when Kalen was on his hards. So you never know, man. You never know. And Diki's going to come in through with some traffic behind and possibly some back markers. So we never know how this is going to shake up.
Definitely. Well, we're going to have to wait for Safa, Superman, Ghost Killer and Sam to all pit to get a better idea of what's actually going on here right now. Kalen is ahead of Diki though after the pit stops, 4.5 seconds, which is about where it was before the first pit stop, now that they've both got their second pit stop out the way, but the difference is Kalen's on soft and Diki's on hard this time.
Yeah, and it's going to be for a longer stint as well. So, oof. I never thought it would come down to tire choice, eh? I think Kellen was very smart.
It always comes down to tire choice. No.
I thought they would, like usually in Pool 1, everyone has a very similar strategy in terms of when they're picking their tires on which stint. It's not usually that the top guys have different tires right at the end. So, Vikings.
What's interesting is Safa's still on the softs, I think, and he's got about 28 seconds on Kalen. If it's 24, 26 seconds, we'll see what the time gap is. I think possibly at the moment he could come out ahead of Kalen, but with the hard tires, so Kalen will be hunting him down.
I think he might come out like with 1 second. I see just jumping into the chat quickly. These cars are hot driving dirty air. Yeah, that's correct. You can leave the dirty air out.
Kalen already taking a couple tenths off.
Yeah, he's pushing. And,
well, the first lap on the fresh softs, do we get a fastest lap from Kalen? Not this time around, 54.5.
I truly believe he'll get there.
Yeah, he
Ken
did
Dog saying, "Come
54.5.
on,
That's
power,
half a second
power."
faster than Safa on his softs, old softs. The Safa's got more than enough petrol. He goes past the pits. It's quite interesting because I don't think the tyre choice is too bad on the hards compared to the softs. Once you get past it, like lap 7, 8, you actually might have an advantage on the soft runners. Obviously, fuel's also going to come into this, how long he has to put fuel in for. Supermanny, 8 seconds behind Safa, hanging in there. Great job by him as well. He's on the same strategy. Ghost Killer pace, he's going to need to put, again, I think take hard tyres. He's got Sam right behind him. So right now we've got a pace 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Sorry, it's
but
just
yeah, we do have, I think 2, 3, and 4 still have to pit.
Yeah, no, it's awesome when you see the pace boys up so close, and then you realize, oh wait, shit, it's another 30 seconds to add on those times. But it's great. I'm sorry, I'm just so happy seeing my livery fly around there. It's so nice.
Ghost Killer pace goes into pits as we're talking about it. I see Callum's got the gap down another second into the mid 26s now. The interesting thing, though, what lap did Callum put on? 23, so he's going to have to do 14 laps on the soft, so he's going to be battling on the last 4 laps or so with those tyres. If you look at,
remember,
for example,
his first stint was 14 laps as well.
Yeah, if you look at Deaky's lap 23, 24, 20 to 23 before he pitted, they were in the mid 51s, which is what the hard guys can run all day, and then he actually got into 55 threes. It's a couple tenths slower. So basically what I'm saying is if Safa pits right now to Kalen, it's 26 seconds, which is about what a pit stop takes. I do expect Safa possibly to come in on one more lap, so he's still going around.
Yes, look at the body roll on these things.
Sam into the pits. Actually think if Safa had onboard radio and an engineer, he might have told him to come in a lap or two ago while the gap was enough for track position, try to defend while the softs have the advantage, and then pull away when the hards have the advantage. DK at the moment's dropped to 6 seconds behind Kalen, so I think he is out of it on the hards. Obviously, Kalen will have a bit of drop off towards the end, but I doubt it will be 6 seconds worth, with more than almost a second a lap at the moment. And Safa goes into the pits.
So that's actually a good point that Ken brings up. It's Kalen is a cool customer on worn tires. We're forgetting about that. Kalen is somebody who maintains composure and pace on crappy tires.
Deaky and Safa are also, it's probably my three guys that I wouldn't want to compare tire strategies. Fuel saving.
Yeah. And then you can't forget Sam as well. I know he's not in the top here, but usually his fuel saving is...
Kalen goes past just as Safa comes out, gap up to 1.5 seconds.
Oh, Kalen going through nicely there. It's going to be very tight here towards the end. Okay, Rabinity's there, going to get in the way a bit. Do you think he's going to cause some problems here for the front runners?
I just think he's got enough experience to move out the way if they do need him to. He's got enough of a gap at the moment to not be causing a problem.
No, definitely, that's a good point. It's just, I'm always worried about the center section, man. It's so tight with so little room for error.
Yeah, I'm just looking, obviously, with the hard tires being cold, extra couple tenths to Safa, so it's now 2.1 with 6 to go. I think that middle stint when Safa caught but couldn't get past, Kalen might end up being the deciding factor here, but Kalen's tire's still looking pretty good. DK's hards aren't too bad. He's still lapping in the low 50s. Let's see what did Kalen do last time around. Yeah, he's gone from 54.4, nice and consistent. 54.4, 54.5, 54.5, 54.5, 54.4, 54.5, 55.4, 6.
But look, again,
so
we can't rule anything out
kind
from
of
here.
pace.
We can't rule anything out from here because one small slip up, one tiny mistake can cost
Well, we saw
you
with
positions.
DT early on, which was why he's 5 seconds behind. I think when he nudged the wall on the downhill sweep, that little repair to his car cost him 5 seconds. Otherwise, he would be right in the fight here.
Yeah, and we tend to forget that 5 seconds of repair is not just 5 seconds, because you're sitting 5 seconds not moving at all. So you're losing about 8 to 10 seconds just in the pits there. Because by the time you get out and get up to speed, you're way behind.
But he pitted early, so it was a pit stop he would have had to make anyway.
Yeah, it is. But good on him for that recovery.
Yeah, Richard doing a great job in 4th place. His standard liveried car should be a 5-second penalty for that. Manny in 5th. Manny's now like Safa and Diki on the hard tyres. He's got a nice gap over RBS, who's on softs, but they're very well used softs. And then he's got Stignator also on softs right behind him. Ghost Killer and Jan Ali just behind him, having a great battle. It's probably the closest racing on the track at the moment.
Yeah, Stignator and RBS having a great battle this entire race.
A little bit of on board with Stignator here going into turn 1. So sometimes we just want to let the brake off and go up the inside there.
Yeah, but it's such a tight corner that, and this curb is so hectic. If you just touch it wrong, you're taking both of you guys out.
I think Ken complaining about damage levels. Oh, Uncle Ken. Just don't hit things. Not a problem then.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. So Stignator's, I think if I was him, I'd be a bit worried here because I'd want to get past RBS as quick as possible because Bryson behind Ghost Killer Pace there. He could just, although it's not a threat right now, but if this battling keeps up any longer, Bryson could come through, cause all kinds of problems for Stignator here.
Yeah, I see Super Manny on his new hards is catching KBR Richard on old softs at the moment. So we're just going to jump on board there. Then he's all on his lonesome, having a little bit of a wobble through the corner at the moment. Kalen gap up to 4 seconds from 2.2, so it looks fairly settled here. Kalen's tyres are looking pretty shot, but I think he's going to take the race if he's not taking the title. Still ended on top of the podium, so it's a good way to do the end of season.
Yeah,
to take that last Pool 1 GT Sport victory, because whether we do split and still keep running GT Sport League, it's definitely not going to be a full league because there will be guys moving to GT7.
Yeah, that's true. I know for sure I'll be on GT Sport for a while, so if you guys need an admin to run things, I'm just
we need to sort that out.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. Just jumping into the chat again, Mr. Mo Razak, hello everyone, go Pace, hashtag we are Pace, yes brother.
Pace obvious and Stignator still nose to tail. Ghost Killer's got a little bit of a gap on Yanali. Sam in sight. It's all 1-2 second gaps, then a big gap from Henny to Ravanti, it's 15 seconds. Then 8 and 3 to the back. So last lap, 4.7 to Kalen, taking a victory there on the softs. Like Ken said, his pace has still been good on the last few laps here. I think he timed it perfectly, 54.9. He has dropped to what a hard runner can do, but he's got the gap now.
No, that's awesome. When you went past Ravanti, I saw he had 0 laps left.
Yeah, I see. I did notice this earlier. I thought he had it was Kalen overfueling, but I think also this gap's built up because, as you can see, Saf was about to run out of petrol. Kalen's still got enough, but there was about an eighth of a tank difference early on, so I think that's also led. I think Safa tried under fueling just to get the track position, and it hasn't worked out. But first place to Kalen, Safa second. There we have Distinct Diki P in his GT7 Subaru coming in for third. Richard holding on for fourth. Great drive by Supermanny, surprise of the day, one of them. Not that he shouldn't do well, but RBS getting sixth. Something happening to Stignator, I think maybe trying the move and running wide, but Ghost Killer got him. Stignator 8th, Jan 89th, Sam 10th, Henny 11th. We have a bit of a gap. Bridgens has already finished here with the guys one lap down. We have Ravanti 12th place, doing a little donut press over the line. It's a 10-second penalty.
Nah, it's always fun. Always fun.
Lightning McQueen over the line.
Bridgens bringing up the rear. These are the guys that had some issues in the beginning of the race. It was highly unfortunate. Did well to keep at it.
Look at Kalen Pace. And he's wearing a Pace helmet, not a Hamilton helmet, so great to see that.
As he just jumping back into the chat. So now you can do tuning on GT7 and we can do BOP on GT5, Stephen. That's directed at you, bud. Frankie saying, let's go Team Pace. We are Pace. Hello everyone of GTSSA and viewers. Ken saying his delivery came first. Yes, it did, bud.
I think from an hour and a half's time we can actually lose one of those S's.
Yeah, it's just going to be GT's Gran Turismo South Africa.
That sounds good to me. What do you guys think?
I think that's awesome. Instead of creating two different groups, we just drop the S, put up some new logos, change the Discord name, and Bob's your uncle, eh?
I changed the profile picture already, but on WhatsApp.
Wonderful.
So shout out to our sponsor, Gorilla Garage, Mr. Trivs, sponsoring a sticker kit for the season. One of the prizes, I must still double check with Track Art. I think it was a track pack and race day events for the awesome track day in their sports car.
Yeah, it's some awesome prizes. Just speaking on behalf of my company for our sticker kit, just to let you guys know, the sticker kit isn't going to a top racer, not necessarily. It's going to somebody who shows true sportsmanship throughout the season, not just in one race. And we saw some great sportsmanship today from Henny. Yes, making a little bit of an incident there, possibly, we're not too sure, we didn't exactly see it, but he stopped. He stopped dead to make sure it was rectified and sorted out. So that was some great stuff seeing there. But yeah, we will be looking at all of the races from every single pool and give a race a sticker kit for your G29 or T300 for sportsmanship.
Yeah, so go check out our sponsors' Facebook pages. Well done to all the Pool 1 guys. Sticky says it's been a jaw. What happened on that last lap? We didn't catch it, but was it a dive bomb into the last turn? Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to the guys who raced. And we shall see most of you on GT7.
Yeah, thanks everybody. It's been a pleasure. I've been Triv. Pleasure to sit alongside Steven, Mr. Soosbox here, and commenting on this amazing race. Last race of the season. Enjoy GT7, guys, and hopefully see you on track.
Cool. Peace out, guys. Thanks.